ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Welcome to Kaṭhopaniṣat, summary of the first chapter. The first chapter began with uśanha vājaśravasaḥ sarva vedasaṁ dadau tasya naciketā nāma putra asa tagṁ kumāragṁ santaṁ dakṣiṇāsu nīyamānāsu śraddhā viveśa so yathā. From the mantra number 1 up to mantra number 9, Upanishad presents a story, a dialogue between the father and son. The father named Vājaśravas. He was performing a particular yaga called Vishwajit Yaga. In that Vishwajit Yaga, there is a protocol. All the belongings of the yajamana has to be donated in the form of dakṣiṇā. This Vājaśravasa was about to give his old cows as dakṣiṇā. At that particular time, his son named Naciketā, he came and observed the father. That father is giving the old cows as dakṣiṇā, which are not good because they are not able to give the milk and they are not going to be useful to the person who is receiving. In fact, they may be the burden to that person. Observing this kind of things, the Naciketā thought his father is going to incur some result of the wrong deeds or papam. So he want to avoid his father should get this papam. He want to avoid the papam so that his father should not get the papam. Then he went and asked his father, "Father, as per this yaga, all your belongings you are supposed to donate. You are supposed to give as a dakṣiṇā. So, whom you are going to offer me? To whom you are giving me as a dakṣiṇā?" Vājaśravasa didn't care first when Naciketā asked this one. Then he asked second time, dvitiyam, trutiyam, kasmai dāsyasīti, prathamaṁ, dvitiyam, trutiyam, tagṁ hovacha. Then the father got the irritation. As usual, like every parent, when the child comes, keep on asks again and again, parent will get the irritation, and he said, mṛtyave dadāmīti, mṛtyave dadāmi. I am going to offer you to the Lord Yama. I am going to give to Lord Yama. But our Naciketā took it seriously and went to Yamaloka. When our Naciketā went to the Yamaloka, our Lord Yama is on business tour. He was not there. And as per the protocol, if the yajamana is not there in the home, that too if the male member is not there at home, the another male member should not go and stay in their house. This is a protocol. And even though this young boy, he was waiting outside of the house of the Lord Yama. He waited for 3 days. 3 nights. Then after 3 days, Lord Yama came back. He regretted that a young boy, a Brahmana boy, had to stay outside for 3 days without food, without proper hospitality. So for the Vedic injunction, Lord Yama invited him inside and performed some rituals like a pada puja, offering the water, etc. At the same time, because the Nachiketa was waiting for the 3 days in his absence, then Lord Yama offered 3 boons as a compensation to the Nachiketas. And in these 9 mantras, the first section, there are certain values are conveyed to us. What are those values? Number 1, śraddhā. Why? Nachiketa was observing with the utmost śraddhā what father is doing. And the rituals has to be performed with śraddhā. And at the same time, one has to offer the proper dakṣiṇā. In some other place it says, mantrahinam, dakṣiṇāhinam. We don't get the result. Phalam will not be there. In any ritual, if the mantras are not there, you don't get the phalam. If any ritual, if any puja, any yajna, yaga, if the dakshina is not there, result will not be there. So hence, proper dakshina and importance of śraddhā, these 2 points are highlighted. And also, one must keep the promise to show the integrity. Vājaśravasaḥ told the Naciketā, mṛtyave dadāmīti. Then Naciketā insisted to his father that he keep his promise to send him to Yamaloka. Even the father did not mean it, but he want to follow the vakya paripalanam. Whatever we say, that we have to fulfill. Naciketā was insisting on this one. That means fulfill the promises. Whatever the promise we do, let us fulfill the promises. This is called vakya paripalanam. Then next scene, when he was in Yamaloka, even the Lord Yama is in a highest position. He is a great Lord. He is a Dharma Raja. But even though he is in a great highest position, having the great status, respected the Nachiketas as a guest. Atithi devo bhava. Even this Nachiketā is a small boy. So what we need to understand, when we are inviting someone, or if someone is coming to our place as a guest, we should not look at whether that person is greater than me or not greater than me. We have to treat that person, he may be the small, may be the less standard of your status, but still we have to respect the guest. Do the proper hospitality. This is called Atithi Devo Bhava. It is introduced in the form of story through the Lord Yama. Where is Lord Yama? Where is this young small boy Nachiketā? Then next mantras. The Lord Yama asked the Nachiketā that I am giving the 3 boons. It is not asked. Lord Yama granted the 3 boons to the Nachiketā. Now Nachiketā is encashing those boons. The first boon is described in these mantras. śāntasaṅkalpaḥ sumanā yathā syadvītamanyurgautamo mā'bhi mṛtyo tvatprasṛṣṭaṁ dadāmīti etat trayāṇāṁ prathamaṁ varam vrune. Hey, my dear Lord Yama, you please grant this boon as a first boon. What is that? My father should be in a peace. My father should have the peace of mind, because Nachiketā went to the Yamaloka. So Nachiketa thought that his father must be worried because of he sent him to the Yamaloka. So Lord Yama fulfilled the request through the firstborn. The important value in this firstborn, what we need to understand, devotion to the parents. Devotion to the parents, Pitru Bhakti. Or we can also say caring for the welfare of one's own family is highlighted here. The first thing, Nachiketa is given the value for the family, the Pitru Bhakti, especially the parents. Now, the next mantras, the second boon, Nachiketa asked for the ritual that would benefit the society. The second boon, Nachiketa asked for the ritual that would benefit the society. That would benefit the society means the performer of this particular ritual can go to the Swargaloka. But at the same time, if this ritual is performed with upasana, the performer will be able to go to even Brahmaloka. Not only the Swargaloka, that performer with upasana can go to the Brahmaloka. What do you mean by upasana here? Upasana means that which we have discussed in the Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter. Virat upasana, or you can say Vishwarupa upasana. This Virat upasana, Vishwarupa upasana. Lord Yama taught this ritual to Nachiketa. And he asked the Nachiketa, hey Nachiketa, I told you all this ritual procedure and etc. Can you repeat? Can you tell me? Nachiketa told each and every word, including where is the comma, where is the full stop. Then Lord Yama pleased the brilliance of this Nachiketa. Then he said, now onwards, this ritual is going to be with your name. It is going to be Nachiketa ritual or Nachiketa karma. Wonderful. So look at the student. Lord Yama is pleased. So this ritual is Nachiketa karma. If you do the ritual, as a ritual, you will go to the Svargaloka. If you perform this ritual along with the Virat Upasana, one will go to the Brahmaloka. And see, look at the Nachiketa's values. The second bone is encashed for the benefit of the society. First bone for the parents, or you can say family. The second bone to take care of the society. This boy is not a selfish boy. He did not ask for a boon fulfill his own desires. He put the welfare of the others before his. So that is the values where Nachiketa is following. Then comes mantras 20 to 29 up to the end of the Prathama Valli. Now the third boon of the self-knowledge as well as the preparatory qualifications are discussed in these mantras. Our hero, young boy Nachiketas, asked for the self-knowledge. Lord Yama wanted to determine whether Nachiketa was prepared, whether Nachiketa is matured enough to receive this self-knowledge or not. Lord Yama want to check. So therefore, Lord Yama gave a series of tests and found that Nachiketa was a qualified to receive this knowledge. So there are certain qualifications are required to receive this Atma Vidya, or you can say the Brahma Vidya. So what are those qualifications which Lord Yama found the qualifications in the Nachiketa? Point number one, Nachiketa recognized that moksha is better than any other purushartha. Moksha purushartha is the better, is the highest than any other purushartha. Any other purushartha means dharma, artha, kama. Whatever you are arriving the goals with dharma, artha, kama, they are perishable, they are temporary. Even through the dharma, what are the goals you are going to gain? Temporary. Going to the Swarga is a temporary. Going to the Vaikunta, Kailasa, etc. is a temporary. This young boy Nachiketa recognizes that moksha purushartha is better than any other purushartha. And this knowledge, he got it by observing, by studies as a young boy. This clarification, this conviction came to Nachiketa born of the knowledge, not by any other source. By the knowledge, a person may enjoy the pleasure gained through the dharmartha kama, but they are a finite time. They are for a finite time. And afterward, that person will be miserable, more miserable. Once when you started testing the enjoyment, luxury life, then afterwards leading a life of difficulty will be more miserable. But here, Nachiketa chosen the moksha by the out of the knowledge, not because he undergone these things in miserable life. It is by the knowledge. And Nachiketa revealed that Nachiketa had the discrimination. When the Lord Yama is giving so many temptations to the Nachiketa, Nachiketa is very clear, not tempted by any temptations offered by the Lord Yama, because he is very much discriminative. The discrimination of what? The discrimination of Nitya and Anitya. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Tattva Bodha Atma Kaha. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Nitya Vastu Ekam Atma. Tadanyat Sarvam Mithya. I think Nachiketa, before going to the Yamaloka, he studied the Tattva Bodha. From the Tattva Bodha itself, he got all the information and he stored in his memory. Then he proved that he is having the Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka and dispassion towards the Dharma Artha Kama and intense desire for the moksha. This is called Tivra Mukshutvam. Even Patanjali Maharshi says in one of the sutra, Tibra Sambeganam Asannaha, the Tivratvam, the Tivra Mumukshutvam for Atma Vidya. So that indicates he is a qualified student or is a matured enough to receive the knowledge. So this is about the first valli. So next comes the second valli. Before going to the second valli, look at the a few mantras which are very, very important for us to memorize. One of our Swami in Arsha Vidya Sampradaya, he makes everyone to memorize these shlokas. So that is a mantra number 20. Yeyam preti vichikitsa manushe अस्तीत्येके नायमस्तीति चैके एतद् विद्यामनुशिष्टस्त्वयाहं वराणमेषं वरस्तृतीयः. This is an important mantra because Nachiketa is asking for the self-knowledge. So highlight the mantra. If possible, try to memorize the mantra. And next comes, from the next mantra onwards, till the end of the Upanishad, it is a Kaṭhopaniṣat. So we can say Kaṭhopaniṣat is the answer for this question. The entire Kaṭhopaniṣat is the answer for this third question which is asked in the mantra number 20. And the mantra number 26, Naciketā reveals that he is matured enough. Shobhāvāmatyasya yadantyakaitat sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejah api sarvam jīvitamalpameva tavaiva vāhastava mṛtyagīte. Oh my dear Lord Yama, you please keep all those things with you only. That indicates he is matured enough. He is matured enough that artha, kama and their pleasures are seemingly good, but the side effects are worse than their advantages. So the main consequence is that they are capable for producing as much sorrow as happiness. This all the artha, kama objects, definitely they give the happiness, no doubt about it. But at the same time, how much happiness they can give, that much sadness also they can able to produce. So hence we should be very alert. Discrimination is required. Then if you look at the mantra number 27, you my dear Lord Yama, Naciketā is saying, no one will get contentment through any amount of the wealth. No one will be contented. Why? That person will be looking for the next better thing which is available. Take our own lifestyle example. We all had some desire to fulfill. Once you fulfill the desire, is all your desires are over? Are you contented? One more desire comes. If you get a job by chance, many youngsters are looking for the job opportunities. Once when they get the job opportunity, will they be happy? No, they will be looking for the better option, better thing. When can I get the promotion? If not, when can I go to the other company? Where can I get the better thing? So there is no contentment. This is a very important statement coming from a 9-year-old boy, Naciketā. He says, Vittena na tarpaniyaha. Hey, my dear Lord Yama. Varastme varaniya struti. I want just that particular boon. Vittena tarpaniyaha manushyaha na. No one is going to be happy. No one is going to be contented. Naciketā revealed very important point in the mantra number 27. Now, if you look at the next, second valli begins with the Yama Uvacha. Lord Yamacharya Uvacha. Anyachreyo anyadutaiva preyaha. Te ube nanarte purusham sinitaha. Tayo shreya adadanasya sadhu bhavati. Hiyatirthadya upreyo vrunithe. And here, from this second valli up to the 13 mantras, 1 to 13 mantras, there are some general observations are presented in the Upanishad. What are those general observations? The glory of the student as well as the glory of the teacher is highlighted here. Why the glory of the student is highlighted? Because there are many things are available in the society, but the students, few students who are coming for the Vedanta studies, that means there is so much value is there in their values. They are having the value for the values. The student who is coming for the Vedanta, that indicate they are having the value for the values. Any such student should be admired because the commitment to the Shastra requires a tremendous maturity. We need a tremendous maturity to come to the Vedanta study. See, look at, there are so many, thousands of the students are there. Not thousands, some millions and trillions of the students are there. But how many students, how many are interested to gain this knowledge? Even after undergoing different types of experiences in the life, they don't recognize the value for the Shastra study. They don't even recognize the value to know about their own self. Totally caught up in the samsara. They don't have the value for it. Let me not put in that way. Let me put in another way. They don't even recognize that they should know certain things in the life. But we are not recognized to know that who am I. We are not saying that you should not enjoy the life, you should not have the children and etc. You can have, you should have, in fact. But at the same time, find out the purpose of the life. What is the purpose of my life? Why I have taken a birth as a human being? What could be the reason? The very, very important. So once when you recognize that you should know about your own self, then you come to the study for the Shastra, study of the Vedanta, study of the scriptures. So hence Upanishad is praising the student. So look at the Upanishad, how much value is given to the student. The wonderful thing. And also the teacher also is glorified, because how much importance is there with the student, the teacher also is equally important here. Teacher and student both are equally important. The teacher's greatness lies in the two qualities. One is Shrotriyam and second one is the Brahmanishtam. Why we have to have the Shrotriyam? That person may read some books and go and teach. No, Shrotriyam is highlighted because the intention behind the Shrotriyam for the teacher's qualification is, it is the skill and capacity to communicate the teachings. Unless you don't listen from the Sampradaya, Guru Parampara, the teacher cannot able to communicate to the student. Reading the book is different. Writing the book is different. Giving the talk is different. Conducting the class is different. Even giving the talk, public talk, is different from conducting the class. Both are different. So hence, Shrotriyam is very, very important. Then why Brahmanishtam? The Brahmanishtam is very important because Atma is an abstract and a verbally uncommunicable subject matter. Hence, this guru, this teacher should have the establishment in the Brahmanishta, constantly contemplating on the Brahman. So, and these two are important. The teacher communicates to the student, but this science is something is different. Every other subject you can show and explain, but this is abstract form. Atma is abstract form. So it required tremendous effort to make the student to understand, which is very, very important point. So hence the Brahmanishta, the teacher must be the embodiment of the Purnatvam, Shanti. Such a guru is a Brahmanishta. Then comes the, not only the teacher is glorified, even the teaching itself is glorified. This is a unique knowledge that cannot be derived from the conventional methods like observation, logic, etc. The pratyaksha pramana, anumana pramana, arthapatti pramana, anupalabdhi pramana, etc. won't work. to gain this Adhyatma Vidya. So hence, a teaching is also very, very important. Only Shastra Pramana helps here. That Shastra has to be handled properly. So for that, the teaching itself is glorified. It is a apaursheya vishaya, not available for conventional means of knowledge. The only method of knowing is through the Shastra with the help of a Guru. So, Guru Shastra Upadeshena eva Atma Jnanam we will gain. Here, if you look at the Upanishad, Lord Yama is highlighting this point, Vedanta Shravanam. Next comes the another important mantra, because the third boon of the self-knowledge is presented beautifully one more time in the mantra number 14 of the second valli. Naciketas uvacha. Anyatra dharmad, anyatra asmat krutat, anyatra bhutasya bhavyascha, yatat pashyasi tadvadha. Hey Lord Yama, you please start teaching to me, please tell me that. Because he is keeping on praising the student, he is keeping on praising everything. Naciketā says, oh Lord Yama, please teach me that. I think you are passing the time here. Or you are trying to divert my mind. Please teach me, come to the point, please teach me. Lord Yama is so great, he don't want to teach immediately. What he did? When the Naciketā asked this one, Lord Yama introducing the Omkara Upasana. The Kaṭhopaniṣat talks about the Omkara Upasana. The purpose of all the upasanas are, it helps, this upasanas will help us for the preparing the mind. In case if the mind is not prepared. So this Omkara Upasana given to us, it is not for the Naciketā. Naciketā don't require this Omkara Upasana because he's already prepared his mind. He passed all the qualifications. But in the future, there will be students like me and you will be studying the Upanishad. So for us, it is required. Hence, Lord Yama knows that in the future, we all are going to study the Upanishad. So hence, he introduces the topic Omkara Upasana. Mantras 15 to 17 of the second valli. This is not the main topic of the Upanishad, but this is an incidental topic. Then comes the mantras 18 up to 25. Lord Yama gives the central theme, the central teaching that Naciketā has asked for. Now, the real teaching of the Kaṭhopaniṣat begins from the second valli, 18th mantra. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 11th shloka, Bhagavan Sri Krishna gives the teaching. Like that, we can, if you compare the first adhyaya, second valli, 18th, the big teaching of the Kaṭhopaniṣat begins. And from here, 18 to up to 25, Atma Swarupam, the nature of Atma is highlighted. There are a couple of features of the Atma. Number one, Atma is Nirvikara Chaitanyam. This Atma is Nirvikara. There is Nirvikara Chaitanyam. That means the changeless consciousness, nirvikara, changeless. Vikara means modification. Nirvikara means without modification. So you can put the changeless. Atma is a consciousness. Whereas the body mind sense complex are keeping on changing, that which is dwelling in this body mind sense complex is Atma, is Nirvikara Chaitanyam. That is the point number one. Then next point which is highlighted here, Atma is Akarta. There is a no doership in Atma. Or we can say Atma cannot to do anything. At the same time, in the presence of the Atma, everything is done, everything is taken care. Very oftenly we quote this example like a refrigerator, microwave. In the presence of the electricity, the microwave and refrigerator make the things to do hot or cold. So when we say Atma is akarta, that means Atma is the actionless principle. And for the Atma, there is no sanchita karma, there is no agami karma, there is no prarabdha karma. So all these three karmas do not belong to Atma at all. If Atma is akarta, then automatically next point, Atma is abhokta. Since karma does not belong to the Atma, even karma palam also does not belong to the Atma. Neither karta nor bhokta. Hence akarta abhokta. Then next point, Atma is sarva adhishthanam. This Atma, this changeless consciousness, nirvikara chaitanyam is not only inherent in the body-mind sense complex, but it is inherent in the entire creation, in the entire Jagat. It is like the water is inherent in waves, ocean, etc. And this Atma is anoraniyan mahato mahiyan. Then next point. Atma is durvigneyatvam. This means that it is not easily comprehensible. Durvigneyatvam. Through your senses, you cannot able to perceive. It is not easily comprehensible. The consciousness itself does not have any property. It appears to have property because it is associated with body-mind sense complex. It is of a confusing nature. This Atma is always confusing nature. Sometimes we think it is a saguna or nirguna. Swaguna nirguna swarupam. Confusing between the swaguna nirguna swarupam. Consciousness itself does not have a form, but associated with the body, it appears to have a form. Chaitanyam has one nature with the association with the body and another nature without the body. Therefore, it is confusing as to which nature is intrinsic and which is incidental. And the last point, desha kala atitam. This Atma, nirvikara chaitanyam, changeless consciousness is not limited by the time, not conditioned by the space, or we can say this Atma is not limited or conditioned by time and space. It is not located in time and space because they arise and resolve in the consciousness. So these are the few features, the points highlighted from mantra number 18 to 25. Then comes the third valli. Starts with the Rutam pibantau sukrutasya loke guham pravishtau parame pararde chaya tapo brahma vido vadanti panchagnayo ye chatrina naciketā. Mantra 1 and 2. discusses a topic or a comparison, this Jivatma is compared to a traveler in the journey. So we have been traveling since beginning. In fact, we can say beginningless. We don't know when we have started our travel. Huh? So this traveler is introduced in these two mantras, 1 and 2. Then this traveler, this Jivatma, is compared with the chariot analogy. A beautiful analogy is introduced in the Kaṭhopaniṣat. Chariot analogy, which is a very popular analogy to describe the journey. In the 1 and 2 mantra, a traveler is introduced, Jivatma as a traveler. But whenever you want to travel, you need to have the couple of things. Like a vehicle should be there. That chariot, which is a vehicle, it describes the journey. The chariot analogy to describe the journey. Now, there are a couple of things will be there to the chariot. And those things, how Upanishad is compared, let us see. The body is compared as a chariot. Sense organs compared as a horses. And mind is compared as a reins. The intellect is compared with a charioteer. And then finally, the Jivatma is compared as a traveler. The sense objects, what are the sense objects? The world, the Jagat, are the routes through which we travel. Through this example, the Upanishad gives some very important preparatory disciplines. Through the chariot analogy, Upanishad is presenting certain important preparatory disciplines. Let us note it down. Let us note down what are those important preparatory disciplines. Number 1, Arogyam. Arogyam means the health. The chariot should be in a good condition. That means the chariot is compared with the body. So the body must be healthy. If the body is not fit, journey is not possible. It will be very difficult. So hence, do not neglect your health. Take care your health. Because this beautiful body is given to us as a vehicle to reach our goal. So we should not neglect the shariram. Shariram, not only the shariram, we should not neglect our body, mind, all these things, complex. We have to maintain good health. So arogyam is highlighted. Then second point, damaha, preparatory qualifications. If you look at sadhana chatushtaya sampannādhikārīnām moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram bakshāmaha. It should sound something to you like a tattva bodha. I am quoting from the tattva bodha. In general, when we study the tattva bodha, we are supposed to quote from the Upanishads. So here I am doing opposite. When we are studying the Upanishad, I am quoting from the tattva bodha. Upanishad is meant to quote in the tattva bodha, not the tattva bodha is meant to quote in the Upanishad. Why I am doing then knowingly? Because you all studied the tattva bodha very well, I am assuming. Hence, I am quoting the tattva bodha. Or in another way, my feeling is, whatever we have studied so far, we are not away from the Upanishads. So you study the tattva bodha again and again. Recently, I posted one video in our Arsha Samskriti YouTube channel. Around 30 minutes, the entire tattva bodha script, recitation of the script. And just you keep that video on and you close your eyes. It goes on continuously in 30 minutes. You can recollect the entire tattva bodha. This is for the mananam I have done. So recently I shared in our YouTube channel. Okay. Then next comes dhamma. Not only the arogyam of the body, now the dhamma. Dhamma means the mastery over the organs. Like a charioteer should have the full control over the horses. If the charioteer don't have the control over the horses, you are not going to reach the destiny. So the horses are compared with the senses. So control over the senses or mastery over the senses or discipline over the senses is called dhamma. Then another important point is shamaha. Shama, mastery over the mind. How you can gain the control over the horses? Without the reins, you cannot control the horses. So the reins are the tool between the charioteer and the horses. So the reins are compared with the mind. Hence the mind is very, very important. One need to discipline the mind. That is called shama, is also equally important. Then comes the fourth one, viveka. Viveka, the driver must to know the destination, also the route. These two are important. Where I have to reach, at the same time, how I can reach. The route map should be very clear and the destination also should be clear. So the destination as well as the route, both should be clear. The intellect, the buddhi must to know what the goal of life and the path leading to the goal are. These things we can take under viveka. And all these are there. Arogyam is there, dhamma is there, shama is there, viveka is there. Having these four is one thing, and another most important thing is the coordination, the integration between all the four. Most important thing. All of them must function in coordination. Integration and teamwork is very much required. This integration is called arjavam. This integration is called arjavam. Even in the Bhagavad Gita also this point is highlighted about the arjavam. Then next comes, when all these conditions are met, the traveler will comfortably reach the destiny. What is the destiny? The moksha. The traveler will comfortably reach moksha. Then mantras 10 to 15. Upanishad talks about the Jnana Yoga, the spiritual journey in these mantras. It is not an eternal physical journey, but it is in the form of inquiry. When I use the word spiritual journey, that means it is in the form of inquiry. Vichara yatra. Vichara yatra. So the another name for the Jnana Yoga. What do you mean by Jnana Yoga? Jnana Yoga means a spiritual journey. So in this portion, mantras 10 to 15, Acharya Yama beautifully presents the Panchakosha Viveka, a method of self-enquiry. And this method of self-enquiry elaborately presented in Taittiriya Upanishad. But in Kaṭhopaniṣat also it is presented, but elaboration is given in the Taittiriya Upanishad. So one has to gradually withdraw the attention from Annamaya to Pranamaya to Manomaya to Vijnanamaya to Anandamaya, and then to one's own nature. Ultimately, we have to come to one's own nature. Don't stop at Anandamaya Kosha. You have to transcend that also. Because in our one's own nature, that is the ultimate. The witness consciousness of everything in this world, a subtle and sharp intellect is required for such inquiry. Sukshma buddhi is highlighted. Agryaya Sukshma buddhi. Because the object to be known happens to be the subject. What I am trying to know, that object happens to be the subject. The knower and the to be known both are one and the same. Hence, pratyaksha pramana, anumana pramana, any other pramanas won't work other than shastra pramana. Then comes the next set of two mantras, 16 and 17, talks about the Palashruti, the benefit of learning the Kaṭhopaniṣat. What are the benefits of learning the Kaṭhopaniṣat? Simple. Liberation, the moksha is a benefit. If you study the Shastra, the Upanishad, as we discussed, Guru Shastra, studying the Shastra with the help of the Guru, with proper qualifications, with the śraddhā, we will gain the moksha. By chance, if you think, I am not prepared properly, I didn't gain all these qualifications, what to do? Still you can study. You will get some benefits. What are the benefits you will get? You will get the sufficient punya. You will gain the punya, or I can use the word, you will gain the antakarana shuddhi. You will gain the qualifications. So with this antakarana shuddhi, with this punya, you can reach the Brahma Loka, where Brahmaji will continue his teachings to you, where you can gain the moksha. Or after gaining this antakarana shuddhi, again when you study here in this life itself, chances are more to gain the knowledge. So hence, it is my advice to all the students, even though if you don't understand any Upanishad, any Shastra, any scriptures, never ever give up. Every time when you are learning, every time when you are studying, some antakarana shuddhi is taking place. Or I can say in another way, every time when you are studying, you are gaining some punya. So hence, never ever give up the swadhyaya, which is very, very important. Okay. And very oftenly, people also chant this first adhyaya at the time of the śraddhā kala. If someone passes away at that particular time also, especially for the sannyasis, the people will chant this Kaṭhopaniṣat, the first adhyaya. Okay. The most important mantras in the third valli are 10 and 11. These are the most important because the topic of the Panchakosha Viveka is presented here in a brief. As I mentioned, Taittiriya Upanishad elaborately described, but here it is presented. Again, the mantras 14 and 15, the spiritual sadhanas are highlighted. The spiritual sadhanas in one mantra, Karma Yoga, where you recognize the problem of ignorance, and then Jnana Yoga to remove the problem of ignorance through Guru Shastra Upadesha. And then Moksha, that is a mantra number 15, is a significant where the definition of Atma is given. Shankaracharya very oftenly quote this mantra in his Bhashyam. Ashabdamasparshamaropamavyayam tatarasam nityamagandhavacchayat anadyanantam matapharam dhruvam nichayatan mṛtyumukat pramuchyate. These are definition of Atma, oftenly quoted by Acharya Shankara. Iti Kaṭhopaniṣat pratamodhyayah. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaśchid dukkha bhaget. Om शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ